Rightio, Campbell's comments now, catching up with New South Wales young driver Jack Callaghan. Firstly, mate, welcome to Campbell's comments.
Thanks for having me.
No, very. I'm wrapped actually. I've been trying to get Luke McCarthy on Campbell's comments for about 12 months. We'll give him another little drive by. I've had about 4 or 5 other New South Wales guys and just can never get him. But after today's win, after the win today of Aldebaran Revani, the USA import, I thought I'd like to get a bit of a story about the horse. And Luke's own words were to get you on. Firstly, it must be great working for people like Luke and Belinda and how much you can learn from them guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very lucky to be given this opportunity to work for Luke and Belinda and be able to get to drive some really nice horses like this mare. So, it's been good.
A lot of people won't know where you are from or where your family are from in New South Wales. Whereabouts do they train and drive from?
So my parents live about half an hour outside of Newcastle. So I was born and raised there, grew up there, and started driving there and working for Dad after I left school, and moved down here to work for Luke and Belinda just over 12 months ago, and things have been going well since.
You're only 19 years old. You told me there before, so you left home when you were 18. When did you start driving?
I started driving just before I turned 17, I think. So,
yep. And how many
16, yeah.
How many winners, mate?
I got my 200 winner a couple of weeks ago, so a few over 200, I think, yeah.
Well done. That's in only 2 years, so well done. That's a good effort, mate. We don't sometimes I don't see a lot of New South Wales racing, so I think it's good, and there'll be probably a lot of people watching this that wouldn't know a lot about you. I spoke to Duncan McPherson, did a good story with Duncan McPherson, Anton Galino and Blanche Poole over the weekend about All Trotters Day, and Duncan alluded to this horse, Aldebaran Revani, the All-American. She's an American import, and what a sort of an opinion he has on this horse today. Firstly, that was impressive today.
Yeah, sure was. She's pretty classy mare, this one, and I'm very pleased to be able to drive her first few starts in Australia.
It's almost a PB. She has got no, actually it is a PB for her winning. So that actually is in itself is great. But it was the way she did it today, because it didn't look very warm at all there today. When I was watching that race, it looked wintry.
Today, but yeah, you couldn't have told. You wouldn't have been able to tell by looking at the time she ran. She ran a race like it was the middle of summer, so it was very impressive to be able to run those times and to be able to do it as easy as she did. Yes, I think it's got a pretty bright future.
Yeah, and that was key. You just broke up just at the start of it, but that's okay. It was very cold. She didn't beat a lot today. There wasn't, and no disrespect to those horses, but there was no real standout names. But it was just the manner in which you done it. Did you even turn the whip? Did you move at all?
No, not really. She's pretty smart mare. She knows when to start going, so it's pretty easy to drive and extremely well gated, so you don't have to worry about any of those things like that. She just did it all herself today.
You said you've driven some trotters before. Who's the best trotter you've driven before her?
I haven't driven too many real good ones, but she's definitely the best one I've driven.
Yeah, it was sort of it was a loaded question, because I was going to ask, so what sort of feel did she give? So it's a little bit hard when you haven't probably driven a real good one, but what sort of feel does she give back down the reins when you sit behind her?
A very good one. She seems pretty good. Her work at home, she just like driving a pacer. She's got extremely good speed and gated like nothing I've ever driven before. So she's pretty cool drive.
There is nothing better than driving a trotter. in full flight, especially a good one, and you might have driven a better one than I've ever sat behind by the looks. But it is a thrill. It's something that you New South Walesmen don't get a lot of high class trotting races, but you're starting to get more and more all the time.
Yeah, that's right. The trotting ranks are always growing in New South Wales at the moment, and there's a few pretty handy trotters around at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes when she steps up into that metropolitan grade.
When I contacted Luke today and he said to have a chat, you've been doing all the work with her and that at home. What is she like around home and that as a horse?
Around the stable, she's easy to deal with. She's real quiet, wouldn't even know she's there. Bring her in off the track and you don't even have to clip her up. She just stands there and you undo her and she won't move. On the track, she kind of can get a little bit hot, but she's getting better all the time with that. Today she came back to me in the 30-second quarter, like as easy as anything. So she's definitely getting better with her manners on the track, but around the barn, you wouldn't even know she's there.
Yeah, you say came back to you in a 30-second second quarter. I think it was 27.8 out of the gate. She looked like she was just jogging off the arm as well.
Yeah, she's got blinding gate speed. Again, you don't even have to ask her. She'll just, as soon as that gate toes away from her, she just takes off, and she's really cool to try.
You did a very, very good job today, mate. I think it's great. I love like trotters full stop, but as I said, she's an all-American bred by Donato Hanover out of a mare called Coffee Cake Hanover, and I did actually look her up before. I'll click on it now. No, I did see what he was by. I can't actually remember, but there is somewhere where I did see it. But anyway, it's not on there. But I know Duncan was very, very keen to get this family here and get her racing, and you've done a great job looking after her while Luke and Belinda are away. I can't actually ask you what's next because I suppose you don't really know. I know she's going to keep racing in Menangle because Duncan's keen to set some fast times with her.
Yeah, I think the immediate future, she'll just keep racing at Menangle. She'll probably race again next Tuesday as long as she pulls up good. And, I'm sure that there'll be some feature races at the end of the year that she'll be able to target.
With the two McCarthy boys, Andy and Todd, being over in America, is that something that might be on the radar for Jack Callaghan going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge fan of the US racing. Get up early hours in the morning watching. It's great to see Todd and Andy and Dex all flying over there. So, yes, definitely something I'd like to tackle in the future.
You're in the right camp because they should be able to look after you when you get over there, that's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully. I've spent a fair bit of time with Todd. Worked for his father, John, a fair bit in school holidays when I was a kid. So he's a great mate of mine, and it's just really good to see him flying over there.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. It's good to. How many winners have you driven this season? Like, are you having a great season or a good season?
Yeah, having a pretty good season. I think I've driven just over 75 winners this season. One of my better ones, and we've still got plenty of time left in the season, so hopefully you can keep building on it.
No, absolutely, mate. I'd like to, hopefully get a couple more chats with you. But it's good to see a young man and getting entrusted with not just a high class trotter, but a very valuable trotter. You must be pretty happy that the connections, both sides, the trainer and the owner, entrust you with a horse like this, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives myself plenty of confidence in myself when people like Luke and Belinda and Duncan are happy to leave a horse like this in my care along with the rest of the crew here. But to see her going so good is very rewarding.
Jack, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate you giving me a bit of time. It won't be the last time I'll be annoying you, but that's for sure. But well done with Aldebaran Revani. Duncan will tell me off for that. He's got another one going around. I think we've got to get up at think he said 10 to 6 tomorrow morning. He's got one racing in America. The only problem is I don't know how to get on and watch it, but he's got them going everywhere at the minute, Duncan. But he's very happy with this one, that's for sure. So, Jack, thank you very much for joining me, mate, and giving me a bit of time.
No worries, anytime.